as a member for Banjul North, the Lord Mayor of Banjul, and the Deputy Mayor, the Chairman of Masakonko Area Council, the CEO of Banjul City Council, and the CEO of Kerawan Area Council, the CEO of Cubo and the MD of Trust Bank Gambia Limited. I also recognize the former Honorable Minister here present, Honorable Tambedu, as was mentioned earlier on by the Mayor, the Mayor of Banjul. The first gentleman of Banjul City Council. Also recognize the presence, the members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, representative of the EU delegation here present, the Banjul Ascending Coordinator, representative of international organizations and partners, the service chiefs, senior government officials, the press, all protocols duly and respectfully observed. It is a great honor and privilege to join you today for the official inauguration of the Crab Island Sustainable Development Center here in Banjul. This occasion marks an important milestone in our collective efforts to build a greener, more resilient, and more prosperous future for our people. On behalf of His Excellency, the President and the Government of the Republic of the Gambia, I extend sincere appreciation to the European Union for its continued partnership and commitment to sustainable development in our country. We also warmly acknowledge the valuable collaboration with the Banjul City Council and the City of Ostend, whose shared vision and solidarity have made this center a reality. The Sustainable Development Center stands as a powerful symbol of what can be achieved when international partnerships and local leadership come together with a common purpose. It reflects our shared determination to address the pressing challenges of climate change, environmental degradation, and urban development through innovation, knowledge sharing, and community engagement. For Banjul, a historic city and the capital of our nation, sustainability is not simply an aspiration, it is a necessity. As coastal cities around the world face the realities of rising sea levels, changing weather patterns, and urban pressures, initiatives such as this center will play a critical role in strengthening resilience and promoting sustainable urban practices. The facility will serve as a hub for learning, research, and collaboration. It will empower communities, institutions, and young people with the knowledge and tools needed to promote environmental stewardship, climate resilience, and sustainable economic opportunities. The government of the Gambia remains firmly committed to advancing the sustainable development goals and implementing policies that support green growth, environmental protection, and inclusive development. Partnerships such as this one demonstrate that sustainable development is more effective when it is driven by cooperation, shared expertise, and mutual respect. As we inaugurate this center today, let it serve not only as a building, but as a living platform for innovation, education, and action. May it inspire new ideas, strengthen partnerships, and support practical solutions that improve the lives of our citizens and safeguard our environment and for generations to come. Once again, I extend my sincere gratitude to the European Union, the City of Ostend, and the Banjul City Council for their dedication and partnership. Together, we are laying a strong foundation for a more sustainable and resilient Banjul. I thank you for your kind attention. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Honorable Vice President. benn yëgle la bugg a def bala ma invite Lord Mayor mu war a jiite ñi nga xam ne ñoo toogee boor bi pour ñu wàcc a dem dogee boor bi ci facilités yi nga xam ne mu lañ war a ibi yéewaane bi mooy ndongo daara yi ak sëriñ daara yi dinañ leen boole ak imam Fodé Kaba Doumbouya pour mu wax leen naka ngeen a jotee ndimbal li nga xam ne moom lañ leen war a jot ndax jotaay bi fi mu nekk dafa jublu waxtu dog moo tax loolu cérémonie boobu yëpp xew-xew boobu yëpp jotaay bi mënu ko ici waaye bëggoon nañ koo defee noonu Lord Mayor ñu ngi la invite pour nga ànd ñi nekk ci high table ànd vice président deputy speaker ak ñi nekk fii yëpp mën nañoo bàyyi imam ratib moom mu toog ndax mag la ndax jàppante bi du neex si moom imam ñu ngi laa masawu loolu yow Lord Mayor moom mun naa ànd ñi nga xam ne ñoo ko fekk si moom fii nañoo indi incha allah.
Michael.
Sa bag, sa lang sa bahay. Wala nga ni sa bag.
はい、上原まで曲げをレコードして。
Thank you. Baba Nyusa, Baba Nyusa.
You are not welcome. Para só filme, era Astu taxaw bu fi taxaw yëpp suñu demoon dinañ am dara sax nañ taxaw fii dafa xat de dañun dañ ko
We'll start online until we get the license. Okay. We apply.
So ñu lii lañ ko dee defee Banjul suñ amee gan dañ lay teral so tey suñ gan suñ gan yëpp ba màggate So how many gis nga suñu bagage yi so ñoom yii yëpp ñoo ko jëlee foofu waaw yii yëpp ñoo ko jëlee yoo nekk suñu bagage yi moom moo tax mu qualité bagage yi yëpp léegi ñun xamul ñoom ñoo ko jëlee rek maam bii
You get what you want. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. This is not like duplicate.
waaw exactly so man loolu dama si kontaan parce que dafa tax ñu am qualité exactly
jërë ngeen jëf ah.
waaw
Jërëjëf waa Banjul lii nekk official opening bi of Crab Island bi nga xamante ne monsieur professeur School skill center waa Banjul kontaan nañ si liggéey Joro Gambian Talents ngeen nuyu askan bi di nuyu waa Banjul si njiital Lugi Malick Lo ñu ngi am kontaan am mbégte lii ko fi rek tey si kanam tuuti rek dinañ am iftaar ak ki nga xamante ne mooy vice président bi Deputy Speaker baa ngi fi Lord Mayor ngi fi
Ni husma tu na ko to studio mi la ñu to to yo ane la fu ya am sai ma yo so yo to to bi au
Thank you very much, Director Samba, Permanent Secretary, Deputy Permanent Secretaries, members of this committee, senior government officials and brothers and sisters from the private sector, MOHA staff, our brothers and sisters in development from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. I am honored to preside over this constituting meeting and to formally launch the Technical Review Group for the Draft National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2027-2035. This is not a routine administrative occasion. I want to take a few minutes to explain why. Where we have been and where we now stand. I think part of it was clearly expressed by my colleagues earlier on in their different submissions. When this ministry commissioned the summative evaluation of the National STI Policy 2015-2024, we asked for honesty rather than flattery, and the findings were humbling. None of the 12 core objectives were fully achieved. The cause was structural, no enacted legal framework, no operational funding mechanism, no national measurement system. Without law, coordination was informal. Without financing, the policy was a roadmap with no vehicle. Without measurement, we could not know whether we were advancing or standing still. The lesson was very clear. Law before strategy, financing before programs, coordination before content, measurement before claims of impact. But the same evaluation documented a decisive late period turning point, as the presentation rightly explained. Between 2022 and 2025, something materially changed. The narrative was enacted by the National Assembly, and yesterday we inaugurated their office around Vigilo, chaired by run by Professor Momodu Salah as the executive officer. We also have the TED Fund, Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund, run by Dr. Jojo Tambedu, and the Student Development Loan Scheme by Dr. Samba Ba, now occupying that building where social protection is, next to Nawek, around Hotel, this next junction. That's where they are. So in case you want to engage them, they were here temporarily, they now moved, they have their independence now. They were celebrating. So if you want iftar, you can pass there. So but these are things, instruments that were some like the NARIF, part of it captured in the then policy, but no activity, some not captured. But you see some of these instruments have come to support the STI policy. But there were no major pronouncements. So we were doing things here and there and so. But running a country, you don't do it that way. Things need to be in a very organized manner. There must be a system. When you wake up in the morning, all actors, they take decisions based on a well-coordinated system. So USAID emerged later as a center of excellence, supported by a $12 million World Bank investment that helped us to build USAID, but it was not there before. The Unipod, now which will be inaugurating later after Ramadan at USAID, it wasn't there. So that one stands to UNDP, and also the UN Technology Bank entered a partnership with this ministry, and the UNDP Accelerator Lab has been active since 2019. The National STI Policy 2035 does not start from zero, as you must have noticed. There's something being done. It starts from the strongest institutional foundation in Gambian STI history. So we were able to do something. But we thought that if we bring you together based on what we have drafted, with your different experience, you will be able to detect that there are certain things that we have not put there and needs to be there. And we will not know. And yet still we will be standing there thinking that we've done the best. When in fact, our best is not the best. That's the reason why we open the doors. Like Dr. Leslie Wilfred Peterson said, open the gates for talents to come and help this country. And my colleagues here will bear me witness and agree that after listening to you, all of you with your background, say, look at this screen. We would have missed this opportunity. And that's the reason why it's a policy at Mohas. Whenever a key decision is to be taken, we must listen to people outside Mohas. Because it's not about Mohas. We do not represent the Gambia. This is a national document, and today we are here. Some of you who are in other agencies, whether in public institutions or in private, tomorrow some of you might come here. So it is important for us to open the gates, and so that you will now help us pontificate and come up with something tangible, something strong. This is the method of Mohas. I know people do praise us here and there, but this is the approach. It is anything that is developed, it is not only done in-house. We engage experts. And all of you with your diverse background, if you now sit down and look at a national document, and when you are ready with it, nobody will add a comma there. And since this document will go to cabinet, that's where we all belong. It is we are duty bound to call you, call on all of you to really help us fine-tune the document. Even though we're going to have a validation. But you cannot take a document for validation when experts did not have the opportunity to scrutinize it, to critique it. We are from academia. Dr. Bite, you know how, you remember how it works out there. When we say things, people have the right to say this is not good. This is not good. And for us, even if the minister says this is the issue, if at the end of the day it is not good, even if it is from the minister, it will be thrown to the dustbin. Because that's where it belongs to. The Gambia, when we serve the Republic, we take the best. Not because it's coming from an individual. When the minister speaks, what he says is not from the Quran, neither from the Bible. That one, if he quotes that, then nobody should question that because it's from God. That's what God says. If you believe in God, obviously, if you don't believe in God, that's something else. But that one you cannot question. Okay, you just execute. But if it comes from him as an individual, I forget he's a human being, he will make mistakes. And here, let me tell you, here I do make a lot of mistakes. They are the one helping me. But they made a sutra, didn't go. You know, and they will later say, the minister, Professor Gomez. And so when in actual fact, they are the one who did it, and then now they give me the glory. You know? So here too, this is the situation. For the Republic, we ask you to come and help your country. Pro-patria, as former Vice President used to say. Pro-patria. Obviously, some of you are international consultants, both nationally and internationally. So if you are to be paid, that's a lot of dollars. But you will come and then we give you chicken change. And yet still you work day and night for the government. And then later, many will not even know that you were the one who did it. But this is the Gambia for you. This is the Republic calling. And you all responded. I want to congratulate you for all of you accepting, because you could have given different excuses. Some of you are very, very busy, most of you. Very, very busy, but yet still you decided to give your time. And on behalf of His Excellency President Adama Barrow and on behalf of the Gambian people, we want to say thank you to all of you for accepting this call, for showing your readiness to really serve this nation, so that we have a new national STI policy, so that we now start some interventions that are based on science and technology. We are the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. We are not just a Ministry of Higher Education. For a long time, we reduced ourselves to higher education. The mandate is higher education, research, science and technology. Our processes must demonstrate the science component, the technology component. And this STI, National Science, Technology and Innovation, will now help us invoke that. Then now we will fulfill the mandate. Then now, end of month, we receive our salary. We go home, we say, we've earned it. Because we've done our job. Our job is not partial. It's not just higher education. Our job is science and technology. If we don't fulfill that, we have failed the Gambian people. If we haven't done that, the salary we receive, we haven't earned it. And the worst thing to happen to people from of the book is to receive salaries, take it to your family, and then you yourself, you know that you have not earned it. And then not only you, but your whole family, you share it with them. Knowing very well you have not earned it. right now we are having Ramadan and Lent and so on, but I want to believe, I'm not an expert. Some of you who are really very vast in the Quran and the Bible, you know, we all know that it's not about hunger strike. Because some of us, like me, we are not doing hunger strike, but are we really fasting? Okay? So, but since that's not my area, let me come out. I know Dr. Jojo will now say, Prof, file you are not an expert in radio studies. So, the policy and what it commits us to. This 2035 STI policy is organized around 10 strategic pillars that we mentioned earlier on. We begin with the governance and law, the STI Bill 2027, for the first time in the history of this country, for us also to have an STI bill, and then later coming an act currently is in a draft state, and in the coming weeks it will be also shared with you. And that strategically want to give you time to do some other work on the policy itself before you having time to look at the bill itself. But in the coming weeks you will hear from us on that one also. And this will give this system statutory authority for the first time. We follow with financing. The NARIF trajectory commits the Gambia to growing the gross domestic expenditure on research and development, GRD, from 0.07% of GDP today to maybe 0.5% by 2035. That will be a big jump, because the continental target is 1%, and we are yet to, most of the African countries roughly are yet to reach that target. But others are around 0.5%, 0.7 towards 8%, and so on. And you know, our target in 2035, others want to go beyond 1%, even the continental target. But for us, we are at 0.0. You see? 7%. Let's say we need to come together and have that conversation as a country. Are we serious with STI? If we are serious, we need to now look at it differently. I raised the issue last time at the cabinet, but I sent the signal that let's wait for the committee when they are done with their work. And I come here, then we will now get the full details of the whole issue. So these beyond these those foundations, the policy addresses digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence, from Java. These are the jobs of today and tomorrow. So things are going digital now. You see, even the wars now. People don't sit down and send their people to die like that. So it's digital now. Okay? Even agriculture now, your farm and so on, digital. So in many issues, medicine, you know, okay, so we use all these opportunities, but are we ready for this type of job? So these are things that we want you to help us come up with strong pronouncement, but tangible one, and ones that can be applied. Climate technology. Many climate change experts here, Dr. Sani and others. So the national innovation ecosystem, we have many innovators here. So we come from you, Dr. Bayi and others, you know, many of you are in these areas. You need to help us, you know, and the funds that you've been, even at international level, as an international consultant. See, if you can do it for the guy, you see, that's the interesting part of it. Not we don't have the expertise. Our own people are helping others. You heard him talk about Sudan. But even in order, you know, for the AU with the African Union Development Agency, NEPA, is also one of their experts. But what about the Gambia? Many of us, most of you are working in it. So it's time now to bring our people back. Wherever they are, we bring them back. You see, you've heard some of them who are UTE, they have left and so thinking they're parallel. Now call them back. Home calling. Home calling. If you get it right, everything will be okay in this country. So this is the cream. See that? Ask Dr. Jawara. He thought that he escaped when so it's not bad. You have plenty here because this is the best. People always tell me, Prof, how do you convince them? I said, I did not give them anything. We just remind them of what belongs to them. And they will all come. And they are not coming for money. And for the media, all these people, what they are doing, we will not pay them money. We will be giving them chicken, but not to pay them, because we don't have the funds. But we will give them chicken. And all of them, it's not the first time they are working with us in other activities. And whenever we call, they come forward. And happily do so and then go. Silently, nobody recognizes them. And then later, all the credit later to come to us. Okay? May the good Lord bless you and give you abundance, and may your family benefit from the fruits of your labor that you are doing for others you don't know. And that's the good thing about it. You are working, but those who are going to benefit from your work, you don't know them. And they don't even know that you are the one now doing it for them. You see? And doing this type of exercise in this holy month of Ramadan and Lent, may your entire family benefit from this work. 84 key performance indicators track performance across 3 levels, 7 headline, 35 targets define success, 150 researchers per million inhabitants, 150 peer-reviewed publications annually, 40% fixed broadband penetration, 50% female researchers, 30 or more NARIF-supported patents, NARIF disbursements at 0.15% of GDP, and so on and so forth. We are not setting targets we cannot meet. We are setting targets we must meet, because the cost of another decade of partial achievement is a cost the Gambia cannot afford. Time for action. No longer theory. For a long time, we insisted more on the theory. Now it's action. We must see what we are talking about. And Gambian people out there, the youths coming up now, they don't have that patience to listen to Prof. Gomez promising them about what is to come. They are in a hurry to see what we are talking about. That's the new Gambia for you. So our generation must respond to Fanon, that we must fulfill the mission. We cannot postpone our development. And UTG staff and students remember the mantra that development is now. It cannot be postponed. So we cannot fail this mission. I reminded another group somewhere that all what we are doing, if you go back to history, Nkrumah talked about it in the early 60s. And you imagine now? How many years now? Up till now we are talking about these issues. How come that Nkrumah saw it in the early 60s and no action being done? As if we, as I always say, we handed over our country to other people and then we went to another planet. Now, on our return, we notice that for the Gambia, after 61 years, nothing has moved. Here we are. We cannot continue. And we count on you, because we have a strong belief that this group can really make those changes. Come up with those pronouncements, and come up with the strategies address those issues. What I ask of this technical review group, this policy has been drafted with care and grounded in extensive evidence. And yet a policy is not complete until it has been tested by minds that approach it from the outside, by experts who did not write it, who have no investment in its current formulation, and who are willing to ask the hard questions. Is this financially credible? Legally coherent? Today, Gomez is talking here and there and so on. But is it legally coherent? Institutionally realistic? Are the KPIs genuine measures of progress? Because we cannot also camouflage things. Just to want people to be happy and come up with something that is not realistic. So you, as the experts, should be able to make that pronouncement on behalf of the Gambian people. Whatever is not realistic, now come up with solutions. And it must respond to all the issues that we talked about. I want rigor. I want independence. If a pillar is under-resourced, say so. If a KPI is unmeasurable, say so. If a sequencing assumption is unrealistic in the Gambian context, say so. This government is taking a great deal on this policy. Development partners are preparing financing commitments conditioned on their credibility. The National Assembly will be asked to enact legislation giving it statutory authority. That trust is not earned by producing a document that says the right things. It is earned by producing one that does the right things. Saying and doing. We as a country prefer the doing, not the saying, but doing the right thing. For our part, you will have access to every document and every official you need. Your findings will be taken seriously and reflected in the policy before it proceeds to Cabinet, and for the bill later to the National Assembly, but after going through a national validation process among others. I will read the Chair's Week 3 progress update personally. And once enacted, we will fund this policy. And this trajectory and narrative capitalization schedule are commitments, not aspirations. And the narrative has already kick-started. That is our formal declaration of constitution. To the members of the technical review group, you have been appointed in your individual expert capacity based on your knowledge, experience, and independence. And when we took the floor, it was very clear that these people, they know what they are doing. That these people, they have the right to be in this room. They are in the right place. You have accepted that appointment and the obligation set out in the terms of reference. This ministry commits in return, on behalf of His Excellency, President Adama Barrow, to provide full documentary and institutional support and to ensure your conclusions are properly reflected in the policy. It is now my honor, in my capacity as Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and on behalf of the Constitution of the Gambia, Article 81, to make the following declaration. By the authority vested in me as Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology of the Republic of the Gambia, and pursuant to the terms of reference issued by this ministry, on 27 February 2026, I hereby formally declare that the Technical Review Group for the National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2027-2035 is hereby constituted and formally launched with effect from today, Wednesday, 11 March 2026. The review period of 6 to 8 weeks runs accordingly. The members of the TRG are commissioned to carry out their mandate with the independence, integrity, and diligence that the national importance of this policy demands. May God guide your deliberations and bless your service to this nation. I thank you for your time, your commitment, and your service to the Republic of the Gambia. God grant us success.